Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be showing you how you can convert a PNG file to an ICO file or an ICO file, a favicon, however you want to say it, an ICO file format. We're going to use free software called GIMP. If you haven't heard of GIMP, it is free open source software. And many people want to know, what does GIMP mean? What's it stand for? It's an acronym that means GNU Image Manipulation Program. It's for working with images, but not, it's a raster image program, which is what many of the file types are. Like, it does a lot of the same things that Photoshop does, whereas Illustrator, which is another Adobe product, it's for vectors, which are SVGs. It's a different file type. If you're not familiar with SVGs and you want to know what they are, I have a video on the channel that explains the difference between raster images and SVGs. So I won't get into it here. But what I'm going to show you is how you can create an ICO file from a PNG. So we're going to get right into it. If you don't have GIMP, you can install it for free. It's easy to download and install. I won't go through that in this video. I'll just let you know where you can get it. They have a website where you can download the software and install it. It's open source. It doesn't cost anything, but they basically, it runs on donations. So if you like the software and you appreciate it, take some time and give them a donation. So I'm going to close this, and this is the address. You can go to gimp.org. It's not gimp.com, it's gimp.org, and that'll allow you to they'll have a big download button on the page, and you can download it and install it. So let's get into creating an ICO file or an ICO file from a PNG. I'm going to open a PNG file that I just grabbed one, the first one I could find on my computer. So it's maybe not the best ICO file, but it is a square one. Or it's not the best PNG file, but it is a square one, which makes for a good ICO file because they're usually square. They're 1-to-1 aspect ratio. So I'm going to open this, and this is a this is a starburst that I made for a marketplace sale that was running on one of the marketplaces that I have my products on, my designs on, and I didn't know where to get their media for the ads, and I wanted to run announce the sale on one of my social media channels, and I had to create an image. So it was pretty recent in my history, so this is what we're going to use. Now this thing's pretty big because, like I said, I was using it for social media, so I think it's like 1200 by 1200. Let's see, if I come up here to image and click scale image, it'll tell me. Yeah, it's like 1222 by 1223. I was a little off on the aspect ratio, it looks like. Anyway, we want to shrink this down. It's also very high resolution. It's 300 dpi. So that's really not a big deal. But you don't really need them to be that big. If you're going to make an ICO, all you really have to do is take this down to, I don't know, I usually go to either 64 or 32. So let's do 32. We'll scale it down to 32 pixels wide by 32 pixels high. And now it's a lot smaller than it was. But you see, we're looking at it at 300% right here. ICOs are never visible from, they're pretty small to start with. So if we go down to 100, pixels, you got to think differently when you're making an ICO, because it has to be readable from, at a small size. So but this will serve the purpose here. All we need to do is open the PNG with GIMP and then export it. Let's say we want to export it as, right? We come up to File. I didn't say what I was doing there. You come up to File and then go down to Export As. You see there's a shortcut key. Shift-Control-E will do the same thing. Export As, and then you get this dialog box. This is GIMP saying, hey, what do you want to export this thing to? Now, GIMP can handle a bunch of different file extensions and file types. In fact, they're all listed down here. And if you scroll down through here, you'll see somewhere in this list, there it is, ICO, a Microsoft Windows icon. ICO is the extension. It's the file extension. Now, you could select this like that and then name it up here without the extension. So basically you're saying save it with this name and then make it this type of a file. However, what I like to do is I like to leave my software set by extension, and then I just type the extension in up here. And then GIMP knows, hey, this needs to be an ICO file. So I'm going to come down here, and you can do that however you want. If you want to use this, I just wanted you to know you can either do it the way I do it, or you can select specifically, deliberately select the file type. And you'll see GIMP's capable of exporting a bunch of different file types. And if it can open one of these and export as one of these, usually you can convert the image to a different file type. I've only run into a couple of different issues on a couple of occasions, and I've been using this software for 15 years, 20 years. So we're going to leave it named the same thing, just give it a different file extension and click export. And now we get another dialog box. This is Windows, or this is GIMP wanting to know how to do the conversion. I'm just going to leave it at what it's set at, and I'm going to export it. And now you'll see when we go to open that same directory, we now have an ICO file in there. And this ICO file looks like that. So, you know, it's pretty straightforward. You just got to know what software and where to find the export as in the menu, but it's under File. And it's important to note that you can't just open the PNG and then go File, Save As, because see, you only get a few options here. This might be, if you tried this and tried to save it like this, it might be confusing, because you're like, well, it won't save as any of that other stuff. It only saves as these. But what it's doing here is it's saving the project. It's saving, GIMP is wanting to know, hey, how do you want to save this project? And when you save this, it's a GIMP project that, let me just show you. I'll save it as what it is right now, and then I'll close it, and I'll even close this because we're done with it. But now watch what happens when I go to open. Apparently I didn't pay attention to where I was saving it. So at any rate, if I were to open that XCF file, it would look just like it did when I closed it. So there's a difference between exporting the results from your project and saving your project, and that's the difference. To save it as an image file, you have to export it, and export it as a specific file type. So that is how you convert a PNG to an ICO file using GIMP. I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.